Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna do something special. It's my first time on my channel. We're gonna be doing a VOD review of the Twitch Rivals Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Showdown, which occurred on February 25th, 2022. This is their first time that Twitch Rivals has done something with Mario Kart Deluxe. We're gonna actually go through the format. We're gonna talk about the players. We're gonna watch just the races. So we won't be going through the whole thing. We're just gonna make sure we're gonna get rid of the fluff, so to speak. And then I'm gonna give my take on the overall thing in general. And then I also wanna give format feedback, which they actually have on here, and I already sent over to them. And then I'm gonna give my overall thoughts. So real quick, let's just introduce this. Yeah. Also, if you're in chat and Twitch, you're free to talk. Chat will be there. And YouTube, hello, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. All right, so we'll get back to here. So yeah, I'll do the overview and I'll show you who participated in this one. It was last Friday, which was the 25th. So you're watching this video. Recording this video currently on March 1st, so it's a little bit dated. But all right, so this Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Showdowns of Twitch Rivals. Let's just read through the overview. It was 12 creators participating in a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament for charity. So it was a charity tournament. And basically they had 3 series of 8 races in versus mode. They had 1 free-for-all and 2 team series. And then they did it where the teams of the first team is based on points you did on your free-for-all. So it was like a pretty decent format. So basically the format itself, we'll read it through line by line in this part here, is like they have their free-for-all, which is they call individual series, 150cc, normal items, 8 courses, and tracks are pre-selected by organizers. So they deliberately picked certain tracks. We'll actually go through them as well. So it was interesting to see what they did there. And then they did a team versus series for 1, and they based the team based on they formatted the team based on how you did in the free-for-all. So the way they did this was nice. This is actually great. I think this was a great way to form the team because it really made it fair from what we saw. And we'll watch the races here too as well. And then they had it where you had 8 courses, 6 were pre-selected by the creators themselves, the streamers, and then the last courses of every Grand Prix, I guess, or the 4th and 8th was selected by chat. Which was cool because like chat picked I think the chaotic options like Baby Park and one of them picked Big Blue, which is one of my favorite tracks. Then they did a team series. Boy. No, you know what? Here's the thing. I hope they do this again, and I hope they invite me. I'll talk about my overall thoughts before and after the VOD review. But so they just getting on to this description. They did a teams again. And they did it based on the placing of racers. Honestly, it was kind of weird. I didn't like that they did 2 series of teams. I felt like that was not the most optimal thing. And I'll give you what my overall thoughts is and how they can make this better for their next iteration. And the same kind of thing. They had chat voting for whatever. And then they had track selection procedures. They had all this stuff, whatever. And then in general, they wanted to make sure that all 24 courses are unique, so no repeat courses, which is great thing, good thing. Again, this is all for charity, so it was 30K for charity. The racer got to pick what charity they went for. I think that's fantastic. I hope they do that. Honestly, if I ever got invited to one of these, for me, I have multiple different charities, but the 2 I'd probably do for is for able gamers, and then also no kid goes hungry is the charity I would probably pick. But the guaranteed no repeat was good. So real quick, my overall thoughts for this was it was a good tournament. I think it was fun. I think the thing that they faulted on was making it varied. So if they do this again, in my opinion, they need to do the following 5 things. 1, they'll need to make sure that they reformat this where I think free-for-all starting is great. I think that is a fantastic thing to start with because it's really fun. That's what people know about, and they first tune in. They understand free-for-all. They understand getting first, 12th, all that stuff. That's great. I think the team series is good, but I don't think you should do that as your second one. I think the second one should actually be battle mode. They did not do battle mode at all, which was really weird because battle mode is really fun. And I feel like if you're having a charity event, you should do battle mode. And then that way, in your battle mode and your free-for-all, basically you can take the first place in each and then make teams in based on how they do overall there. But yeah, it just didn't make any sense in terms of what Jetline is saying correctly. Like, Void did really well, but he got anchored, so he didn't earn as much money for his charity. Whereas I think with having a free-for-all format, a battle mode, and then the teams is based on how you perform in both of those, the teams would be more balanced, and then you wouldn't necessarily be anchored twice or sabotaged. Which why I noticed in this is even though some people were on certain teams and this was for charity, some people played a little bit different, and I didn't think that was fun for the streamer and for the viewer. So I feel like that was not that great. So that's my first suggestion of changes, is changing that format. My second suggestion is I've noticed the commentary for the whole event was fine for the most part, but it was lacking knowledge. I feel like some of the commentators didn't understand the game's mechanics, didn't really know the shortcuts, kind of just there was a lot of dead air that they didn't know how to fill. So I feel like they really need to hire someone that understands the game, has a really good breadth. I mean, I know a lot of commentators in Las Vegas that I can recommend that are on my short list, like Knight, Pidgey, Bonnie. These guys have been in SNS. They commentate this game every single week, and they understand the mechanics. They understand the whole track. They can give a lot of that knowledge, which other games have in Twitch Rivals that they were missing. So I understand that they picked people that they knew, but they were missing that knowledge element, and the knowledge element is really, 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 really important because it just didn't make sense. There was just times where I just didn't really appreciate that, and I felt like if you were new to the game and then you actually heard, oh, this person did a really smart thing by like trailing an item or by taking the actual shortcut, the real shortcut, or the fastest route. I felt like that's the second thing that needed to work on. The third thing was the actual like the players themselves, streamers. I feel like the selection. Now we'll actually go through them right here. I'm actually gonna just pause it just so you can see all the streamers. So this is the streamers. They had 12. They had Box, E-Rob, Void, It's Me Tori, Jen, Masayoshi's. Sorry, the pause thing is blocking it. Miss Kylie, Mr. Llama, SC, I think it's from StarCraft. Ricky Porter, Stans, Swim Trim, and Trisha. Now, I know a few of these are Nintendo ambassadors, so I understand why they were picked first thing. I think a few of them were fine. Overall, most of them were Mario Kart, like, someone's gonna get bottom 6, bottom 4. That's fine. I feel like that's fine as it is. But it felt like it was weird that a lot of them were like, this is my first time ever playing the game. It was just like, ooh, it's kind of weird. Like, it's a little hard that, like, if they don't understand the game, it's not going to be a good show. And you can tell that the commentators didn't have that much to go for if they really just didn't play the game. And out of all of these, the people that I knew that were going to do well, I knew Void was going to do well because he plays the game. He understands that. I knew E-Rob was going to do somewhat well because he's played the game. I knew Stans understood the mechanic and he was going to try his best. But, like, there was times where it just felt like I feel like having a meme or a fun streamer playing in the event itself is fine if it's like 2 to 3. I feel like having 6 it felt like 6 to 8 at times. So I was just like, ooh, it's kind of rough. Like, it's like, imagine watching, like, you kind of want to see a better breadth of players. Not that you need to have pro players like myself or someone else. I mean, I think I'm not the best player in the world, but I know how to make it entertaining. And that comes to my fourth thing, which is inviting, like, Strawberry would have been fine. Yeah, I mean, she would have been great. I think having, like, an invitation of 4 or 5 really good players that understand the game, maybe not pro, but, like, high level enough where they can demonstrate good show, and then having like 2 or 3 meme picks, and then the rest is just whatever, would probably make it a better show because you can have it because you can have like free for all, battle mode, and teams. So it's not going to be like that person's going to excel considerably. So and that gives me to that next point, which is if you're going to have that format where you have like 6 really good players and then 6 kind of like up in the air, kind of what they're going to do is have a handicap by chat enabled somehow. So like I like told them this in DMs, I emailed people like Discord or whatever. I feel like if I was invited and I did exceptionally well, I think it's very fair that chat could vote on my build. I think that'd be fun too. They make it fun. Like imagine like I'm kicking ass in this game and I'm destroying everybody in Twitch Rivals. Obviously, like someone needs to handicap me. So like having chat vote on handicaps for like different races would be really funny. Like imagine like I'm just like in my freaking Mercedes-Benz on Mercedes wheels, like I just suffer, and like if I win with that, then it's like, all right guys, you guys are just bad. Like, but I think that'd be fun. I mean, like it'd be, or yeah, like monster tires, like with like a clown car. I think it'd just be hilarious because it's like, yeah, sure, it'd suck to have really good players tromp on people, but if you have them mix it up, it'd just be funny and it'd just be fun. I think that's my other thing. And then I think my last point is that I do hope that they continue to do this. I think for charity is fine. I do want to see a little bit more variety. And then again, format-wise, it should change, in my opinion, to free-for-all, battle mode, and then teams. And then they had here, we're gonna go back to like the placement. I guess the brackets where they have it. Did they have it here? Yeah, they had it here where they like. Void didn't actually win. It was like, hold on, it's so weird how this is done. I don't know how this is done here. It's weird. But I think E-Rob was actually the victor later on. We'll watch it over later. But they removed that. They removed the. I think after people were pointing out that doesn't make sense. I think they removed that. But in general, I think it's pretty fun. I think they can do more with the show. We're gonna actually go through it now. Only one person used a Wuggler combo. I think it was Stans. He used Donkey Kong Wuggler, which actually go through right now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna bring down my music here so we can actually not have any. Here, bring that down here. All right, we're gonna start with the actual races here.
To go find all of them.
This is the
here. Which name just like jumps off?
Okay, these are the introduction to the players, and then I believe was this the first race in teams? Okay.
Box. Like, take a look at the first player.
So they were talking about the players here and introducing them. Let's skip through this to actually get the racing. I believe they started here.
To win on Twitch Rivals Pre.
And I've seen him play.
No, they keep talking here. What? I thought I had it. Sorry, my bad. I had another tab open for it.
Let some pass.
Take it over.
I think it was the first one.
Though, third place.
Definitely don't.
Is the first race,
hold on
please?
to a bill till like the last half.
Here we go. It is the first race. Okay. So this, ignore that. So we're gonna go through the first race.
We'll see.
Let me know how I sound versus them. I'll bring them down a bit if they're really loud here. I'll bring them to like 75. So I don't know everybody's name here. So so this is a good combo. I feel like if you just got the game, Streetle Rollers and Dunk Kong is completely fine. I think that was a great one here. Kind of. Obviously, the individual isn't like the most versed in the game. Well, you probably could have stayed up longer. One thing they did do in production-wise, which I hope they kind of figure out, is who to pan to, which is hard in Mario Kart, because you want to give everybody equal time, but you also want to give. You also don't want to be in the front of the pack all the time, because then you just can only see like a few people. So I think in general, like the racing was, as you can see, isn't the most. It keeps bumping in the walls. It's fine. It's fine. Like it's just rough because like I know that like a lot of these people, this is their first time playing Mario Kart, which is fine, and this is for charity. But yeah, so I would have panned away from this person like 30 seconds ago. Like, I don't know. It's just tough, man. It's really tough. Because I want to see other people, right? It's been a full lap. I think in terms of cadence for production, at least in the SNS, it's usually for every lap you at least cycle through like 4 different racers, or have it where there's a split screen or something. If it's like this, where like obviously there's a 2 front pack, as you can see here. Yeah, and yeah, Jetline is correct. Yeah, if you're marketing this as competitive, you really need to show, like, you can't have the first 2 laps, 2.5 laps just be that.
No way.
But you definitely need to have a lot of cycling. You need to have a few things here. This is Stanza's using the only meta combo that I saw, because I recommended it to him. But I told him to use Scooty or Standard Bike instead, but he ended up using this. See, the thing is here, and they don't understand free-for-all, there's an unwritten rule to not hit second. But second, I don't know if they had reds or not. Void ran for free here. I also told Void go Standard Bike and Shy Guy, and he's like, okay. Yeah, Void's lit. I told him, because I use Shy Guy Standard Bike when I want to just have fun. So I think and overall it was a pretty decent race. His glider could have been better. I told him to pick Paper or Cloud, but literally ace teammate. Yeah, it's a build. It's fun though. But in general, like, I feel like the races were fine. I think they just needed to pan more or have split screen stuff. So that was the first race in Cheap Beach, and I think they pre-select all the courses on the first wave, but we're actually gonna save time here and then just skip through the next one. Like, I'm not gonna like make us wait through each loading screen. I'm just gonna make it fast here. So the second race is on Animal Crossing. They start with POV Box. Box is actually using a great loadout with Daisy. This is definitely, except the wheels is bad. The only thing they were missing was just using roller wheels. I think that I'm not sure which wheels they have. The weird, not the wheels you want with Daisy at the moment and Standard Bike. But Standard Bike is fine.
Like, look at that.
But is button wheels? I can't tell. Oh, it is button wheels. Okay, yeah, same. Okay, it's an A-tier wheel. Same thing like Leaf. Obviously they could have stayed longer up there for boxes. They just dropped down immediately, which you shouldn't in that section because they had nothing, so they're defenseless. So
it's those first couple of seconds.
Yeah. I have on my tier list. Button is Leaf or A-tier or tied second technically. I think Void pretty much runs most of this stuff. He does a pretty decent job. I think one thing Void. Yes, this is all 150cc. They're just it doesn't seem as fast because a lot of them don't drive as well as you would hope. So Void isn't doing too bad here. I think Void in general is a pretty decent racer. He has some room to improvement. I think it's mostly just because he doesn't. He just needs a few things. I can give him tips whenever he needs to. Master Chief actually is using a speedrunner build, which he probably just saw people using, which is pretty not that bad. He should have chained items there. He didn't. He should have backed his green so he can hopefully get a red. People playing super defensive and like weirdly spammy at times. He also should have ran into that fruit to get the mushroom boost, which he probably didn't know. Got lucky on Chalk there to get boxes after. He got 3 mushrooms. He can do a lot of this here. And he doesn't. Oh my god, it's so painful, bro. Oh, the thing is, if he uses mushrooms earlier, he could have easily just avoided the reds, but sometimes it just happens, you know. It's not too bad though. I know Simstream is improved a bit after, but I think he just downloaded the game. I'm pretty sure he just did. That's rough. You can't do much there. If you're not drifting right, or if you don't have anything to work with, yeah, it can be rough. I think Void I don't know who stole it from Void, but I know Void was mad because Void was like, I want to win everyone. And he got and I know that feeling when you get first place and then in your first race and in your second race you get second. You're like, damn. Alright, so that's second race. Let's go to third race. Skip through real quick. Yeah, I'm making this fast. I'm making this so you don't have to wait through everything. So that way you can just see over there. Miss Kylie, I followed her on Twitter. She's super nice. Variety streamer, Nintendo ambassador, very nice person. I think they did a great job. They're good sport. Their build with Mario, it's questionable. I think it's sponge tires. If they used just ink splat and roller, they would have been a little bit better. But honestly, standard bike would have been fine with Mario. So So I think that
That is one of those shortcuts though that like if you don't hit those ramps.
Okay, so
You're
the
not
commentator
gonna get
said that was a
across
shortcut. That's the long cut.
water,
In this
kind of
specific
stuck
track,
off very, very
the most
quickly
optimal
here.
thing to do in free
this-
for all
this is gonna be
is you
risky
the
going fast
first
without
ramp
running
you
the
drift
game, right?
into
That's
it
just
and you get
seeing
two
the
boxes by
nature
that
of it.
first
And
box
look
into
at
the
that,
other
already
box.
bounced back in fifth place.
Yeah, and they're going the
Ooh,
anti-gravity
getting
section, which is
angles
the
real
slowest
quick.
part of the
Let's
path,
go.
which is
Getting
fine.
all the
I mean
boosts.
some people just don't know, and
Got
you'll learn as the game
Nicely
goes
done.
on.
That fifth
It
place.
honestly only would use that if I see a lot of
Two
reds
coming
behind
up
me.
on Jen.
But overall though,
Wow,
like
that pressure
From here.
and this is the long
There
path.
you go.
It's so like yeah, it's
Big one,
definitely
you get
not.
the boost
It's that
right
like
after.
they call that a shortcut, but that's the very much a long cut. That's like
Start up.
if you want to go the longest
That
path
is
possible, that's
incredible.
it.
Like, you just
So
completely just wallop everybody. You have
so
a star
as I said
for
last
trouble
race,
afterwards.
the one thing they needed to do is cycle through racers.
This is some good navigating.
Like
Hello?
it was really hard to be on one person
just
for like
like
2
that.
laps. As you can see what they
After
did
all
with a
that
lot of
hard
these
work
races.
back
I think
in
they were
the
just getting
7th,
used
now
to it.
It's tough,
But
man.
I
No
feel like
lead
they
is
can
ever safe
learn a
in
lot by
Mario
watching
Kart.
SNS's
Do it
broadcasts
that
and how they
way.
switch through racers.
Look at this.
We'll mention
You're
Erod
on
later
second
because
place
Erod
right
makes a
now.
grave
You can
mistake
see
later
Right,
on that
that's
I don't
avoid.
that he gets really
Look at the
pissed
intensity
about,
on
but
his
he
face. I don't
could have
think this man is
easily
blinks to put the
avoided.
camera on.
Also, he threw that red there for no reason. It
we
didn't
got him,
like
show
it.
him.
I think Boyd just hit the trolley, but he should have just held onto his red. He's also his build is fine. He just needs to use roller wheels, and he probably would have been much better off with. I don't know why he used these wheels. I don't know who tricked him to saying these wheels are good. But as you can see, like they usually
Nice.
stick on one point of view for a little bit too long.
Ooh.
Okay, what he did there was a mistake. He shouldn't have used the coin immediately to drag the green. He should have just held onto the coin in case the boo comes. But shot came out anyways.
Look at
This is
the
what I
lead.
like. This is what they should do more, which is this
Ooh.
final
Nice
spread.
snapshot of who's in first, second, and third right
I think
now.
in general, like this is what POV. This is a lot more entertaining to have. Also, one thing that they need to do is to tell each of their players to have the same volume for each game, because some people's volume was low completely, and then some people's volume was like super high. So like they would switch POVs, and then you wouldn't hear anything, and then suddenly you hear something else. Oh, what's up, Knight? So he ended up getting first. He got really lucky that like no one pulled reds. He also took pretty rough rhymes there. So all right, we're gonna go to the next the 4th race here. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make you wait for this, which is like oh this is the race. This is the race that I wanted that really is something. Very nice to be cool SNS too. Yes, I think the 3-panel thing at the end of the race is important, but they also need to cycle between 4 racers in every lap. I feel like it's not fair to do that because staying on one person for too long, that person gets too much screen time. But also you don't get to show other people as well during that race.
Okay, nice. A little boost.
But like yeah, 3-panel is good. Honestly, 4-panel would be ideal in having the sponsor in the middle. Oh, we have an ad break. Hey guys, you guys heard of Elden Ring? All right, ad break guys. Yeah, Elden Ring. Very cool. All right, cool. Thanks. I have 4 ads to watch. All right, guys. All right, let me mute this shit. All right. So in general, like I said, let's review a few things that I think they need to improve on Pawn. One of them was production needs to cycle through more racers during a lap. So I'd say probably 4 racers a lap. The panel thing I think is great. They should do that more often. I think having 3 POVs is good. 4 would be great if you can do. You can even do 4 and then do sponsors in the middle, because really in reality, like in a split screen free for all, the middle is usually the map, and usually the game does a good job of not making key information on the corners. So I think that's fine if you're watching. Oh, Batman! By the way, I'm watching Batman on Thursday. We're not going to stream on Thursday because I'm watching Batman.
Lord have mercy, I'm about
All right,
to
here we go. Back to the
bust.
races. Back to the races. What's the optimal amount of time you should have on a racer? It depends. Like if you can do a few races, you can do a few seconds, you can do half a lap. Honestly, when it comes down to it, I usually what I've seen in SNS, cycling between 3 races or 4 races a lap is pretty standard. You just want to make sure that the last lap you have like at least the 3-way 4-way panel.
I got a favorite now.
Oh, wait, you get Thursday night showings.
Come on, Trish.
So Trish is using smart steering, which I think is fine, given that it was for charity. But I do think they probably weren't drifting as good as they thought they should. Wish you saw that.
I feel like
Gold right here.
there's a bullet bill incoming.
Gold door here,
Yeah,
and then drive up.
it's
Only 2 more
yeah.
players.
There's a lot of stuff where like they pan to someone. I know they have to pan to people, in the back of the pack especially. But I feel like there wasn't any powerful items they have. This is Jen. Jen was super nice. Jen was fun. They're actually using a great build here. But in general, I think it was actually slow. You can't. Yeah, that is true. Gecko is correct. Smart shooting makes you much slower. That's why a lot of people felt like they're going super slow. She should have changed her items into double into star. She ended up getting us. She used a star with no items. So she should have changed her mushrooms into a star into the double boxes, which she could have easily done. But you know, it's fine. Sometimes you just don't know this. You just got this game.
Need to find a teammate. They need to collude just a little.
What's up,
Like,
Minkler? How you
so
doing?
just
So
boost
okay,
out
so
each
here's
other.
the big problem.
Try-
Here's the biggest thing that Euro does. He goes the slow way. He goes the slow way here, not the fast route. Gets the double. His lines are really weak here. Watch what happens. His lines aren't tight. He ends up using his like he goes super far away. Doesn't have the right build, and he doesn't even. I don't even think he gets ultra mini turbo here. No, he just goes for super mini turbo. So he ends up getting shocked over the gap.
The lightning
And
in
the blue
water,
comes
extra
here.
effect, and now blue shell.
And then he gets redded. So he's in first, right? He gets redded here too.
Oh, no, okay, there you go.
So,
Now
so watch the
second.
mini
Going
map.
into first.
You'll see the metal Mario. He got shocked, blue, redded, got hit by 2 reds.
Win.
Void stole it, and then he ends up getting I think 7.
I mean, if it's
Yeah,
not first,
7.
it's second.
And he
If
was
it's not
pissed.
second, it's first.
Now the thing is, he could have actually won that race if he went the pink path, which is the fastest route, and used roller tires instead. He was really mad at himself. Like he's like, well, this sucks. This game sucks. Like in general,
Yeah.
like it was
As you
it,
said,
like.
so happened
Yeah,
after
bro,
the
yeah, like he slammed his desk, like
race
that's
finished,
that's
though, right?
that's
That
wild.
would've devastated
But
if
like,
that was in a first or
like you
second.
just gotta you gotta understand that he actually
Slam the L.
could have prevented that. Like he just all he had to do was go to pink path
yourself.
and then
You're doing
and just you know.
Hey,
Not
welcome.
like he would have been fast. He would actually, if he went to pink path, took tighter lines, had red rollers, got ultimate turbo, he would have been over the gap. So that's just like it's his fault. Like he just took the slowest path. He just didn't know, which is fine. And he got really frustrated from that, and understandably, I would have been frustrated too if I got shocked, blued into reds. Yeah,
Oh,
but it's
there's
for
a good
whatever.
opportunity there.
So yeah. I think the best opportunity to slam the content.
I
Yeah,
like
I
how
guess he
there's
did it. Maybe he
the
did it for
random
content. I'm not
selection,
sure.
but,
Okay, so I think the 5th track out of the 8 here was
Everybody celebrates because everyone got
was
their
Water Park, which is
Love it.
interesting. Yeah, this is the 5th race.
All right,
So I mean,
let's
so
go.
far, obviously the races are like
Re-engage.
as I
Re-engage,
stated
re-engage.
before. They need to cycle through the racers more frequently
let's
and have that
see.
3 panel
See
more
all
frequent
these
as well.
Lucifer
Even having it at the end of the
stars.
lap would be fine. I think if they did a cadence of like cycle through 3 racers and then do a
Yeah.
3 or 4 panel POV, or
And everybody seems to be timed
more
together
importantly,
well,
what they
too.
would
Like,
probably
as
need to
soon
do
as that
is
two
do that POV
comes
when
on the
someone has
screen,
shock.
you know everybody's
Because I think
starting to
that's
rev up
important that
already.
they're missing there in production wise, is they don't realize that if someone has shock or lightning,
All right, so third
it's
place
really
is
important to see
going
what
up.
they do with it. Especially if they're like good players. Like if I was in Twitch Rivals, I would pull shock every race because I know people are not going to go for it, and I would just go
Really
for
nice to
the
boost
craziest
here.
target shocks,
Me for
just because I know that's
off
going to make
of
people
other
riled up and it's going to be fun as
players that are
hell.
on the course
But like,
or off of, like,
I think
submarines.
that is so important. Because like having the 3 panel thing and knowing what they do is vital. I think even as yeah, I think and Jetline's correct. Even at SNS, having the 3 panel thing when someone has shock would be phenomenal because you learn so much about how that person would operate.
There was no silver line.
And it goes their shock pull whenever. Yeah, shock POV is important. I think that's something that they lacked on here. But in general, I think they should just like be mindful of the items they use. So I mean, Water Park is a pretty simple track. I think most of them did an
Oh my
okay
gosh,
job.
2 players with stars though.
Where
on
they,
her tail.
I mean,
She's gonna start
that's fine.
She got
I'm not
33,
gonna judge the. Okay,
Nice timing.
I wasn't gonna judge too much, but a tip is if you have the boo and you have a star, wait till your star is done, because you won't be invincible from anything else. So that was the one mistake they did. It's fine, they don't know, but that's something you'll learn as a player. And they were gunning for Void once he was in the lead, which happens if you're the point leader, you're gonna get gunned for.
In a race, keep an eye on that. Box has taken over the first place. Somebody was
Pretty decent lines. And they did it a little too late. They should have done that a little bit earlier, which I think is because this 4 panel screen thing is great. I do think that they can do actually 4 different POVs.
So close.
For like top 4
So
and actually
close.
make it more exciting, and then to
You're
do the
up.
sponsors in the
Rebound.
middle.
You're
I think
regaining
that'd be a lot
second.
nice.
All right.
Voids washed.
Yeah.
Washed up. Came in
Fourth
fourth.
place.
Yeah, like there's like a lot of stuff like which I said in the beginning of the stream is they need to have someone that's knowledgeable of the race of racing. Knight's in chat. I would recommend Knight as a commentator for this event only because I know Knight would bring a lot of knowledge of a lot of courses and item play and racers.
Absolutely.
So I feel like that's just missing. All right, let's go to the 6th race. I'm gonna skip through this part here. Right, we're in the
Now it's doing a great
Piranha
job.
Plant slide.
On this map.
All right, there we go, 6th race.
Ah, true.
Some really sharp 90 degrees that like there's no way to cut.
Yeah, I know. I just want. I'm
This is
just.
one of those
I'm
spots
just
where
recommending
you
it
can
to
really
you
see
in
like the
stream and then for my
like
video, dude.
90
I want you. I feel like you were missing. There was a lot of dead air in between casters. Like I know I'm talking a lot during this VOD review, but if you watch the show, there was times where like it was just kind of like silence,
Yeah,
and
you gotta get the
I feel like if you were, if someone who's understood how Mario Kart works and what to talk about. There should be never dead air. E was good. E was the excitement commentary. I feel like E was fine. I feel like I don't forget the girl's name. She was fine as it is, but like I feel like they could have done a little bit more with bringing more knowledge to the game. Yeah, the silence is the worst part because the thing is, here's the thing: even if you have a POV of someone, I can tell you what's going on in this race based on the minimap. Because I know where people are, what boxes they're getting, how far they are from first, the probability of when the shock is going to come, the blue's coming out. Like you can say so much. Nakara and the wave. Okay, I don't remember the commentating. Yes, and Gecko's correct. Commentating Mario Kart is very hard. I'm not discrediting them at all. I think they did a fine job for one of their first times commentating Mario Kart. But I do think that the next time they do Twitch Rivals, they need to bring someone that's seasoned because there's a lot of really intricacies in this game that needs to be shared. And I feel like if you don't have that, you're not gonna give people a subpar experience. And it doesn't have to be like, and it's not because of like super crazy stuff. Also, like that was a YOLO smart bounce green shell. Like no one aimed that. You know that was YOLO. You saw how it came there. Like there was like that was just some back thing.
Events right there,
okay, good. Did you go for the cut?
We're gonna see some recovery. I know.
Stans.
What
What are you doing, Stans? What was it?
You had to go in reverse.
Oh my god. Alright, Stans, I'm sorry. That was horrible. He could have won that so much, man. Okay, alright, dude. Oh my goodness.
You can just hold on to that.
That was rough,
My
bro.
shell doesn't hit
He
you.
was in a boo, and he got a shock dodge and a mushroom, and yeah, he would have been free. Like look how far apart first and third is. Oh, bro, yeah, he messed up back there too. So as I see, I think this is great. The 3-panel thing is cool. But man, oh, it's rough. It's rough.
Box right on his heels.
Oh, here he comes! Here he comes! Here he comes!
Perfect.
Okay. So, he should have used his super horn like way earlier than that. He straight up just let that
The
happen.
super horn just like disappeared.
Oh my god, that's fucking funny, dude. I forgot that happened.
Essentially, like, I feel his pain on that one.
So, what Erob should have done there, in my opinion, is one, uses back camera. To see what the other person has behind him. 2, I would have slow horn to get the blue and get the person behind me. Actually, what I would have done is stopped at the before ramp area, horned the individual behind me and the blue, so that way they get hit, and just pray they didn't have anything else. Because at that point, like you really couldn't do much. But yeah, he got booed, which is tough. All right, we'll go to the 7th race here, which I think is Yoshi's Valley.
Come on!
Alright, Yoshi's Valley is pretty fun. I like Yoshi's Valley as a course. They picked some good courses, though. I'm not gonna lie. They did pick really nice courses to play in. And remember, there's 8 in each series, so we're gonna go. This is the. Ooh, alright, ad. Alright, we're not gonna give him free stuff. Alright, guys, let me put on a little bit of this waiting music. So, let's talk about the commentators real quick. Chat, you can chime in here. Wavepunk focuses on Rocket League and Necro focuses on Overwatch, but Twitch consistently books them for rivals, so having there's no sense of what's going on is a surprise, unfortunately. Yes, I agree. So here's the thing. I feel like booking people you know is a safe bet, which is fine. But they really needed to have one more person there, man. They just need to have some knowledge in the game. I think they're both fine as they were. Yeah, I know we're waiting on this ad. It sucks. I have to wait through this ad here, guys. So they're giving free advertisements. You're watching the ad in the video. My bad. I'll try to cut this out. If you're watching on YouTube, just scroll past until the ads are done. All right. I think we're good now. All right, Wendy's. All right.
Fix that during the
All right,
intermission,
cool.
during
All
the
right,
break,
seventh
okay?
race. Finally.
Oh, he got it.
Timing. Oh, not even.
All right, so either way, the Yoshi's Valley is a very
Yoshi's
interesting
Valley,
course,
though.
mostly because
I love
it really is dependent on your last
I
lap.
love it, and
So I kind of
also-
want to remember what I don't
I get
100%
scared
remember how,
every time I
everything
play.
goes down
Scared,
here. So we'll see how this
Well,
goes.
because you could fall off.
Nice. He took the mostly fast route. I like that route. I believe it. I feel like it's the fastest, but honestly, it just depends on where you want to go.
Lines too. Like,
Does he change his
Not
his
even
items? Okay, he
hesitation
doesn't
to
back
work,
his.
he knew exactly
So one thing that none of these people
what
did
was meant.
that would significantly improve their gameplay is using their back camera, which is something I had to learn too. Which is the X button. You can see who something has behind
Wait,
you.
did the boot just snap?
Cannon route rise. Cannon route is fun if you were trying to bag. Yeah, if you're trying to bag, it's a good route to
Don't give me a
take.
tease if I can't have the whole thing, silly.
So
Silly boo.
I think that boomerang was pretty
boy.
clean.
Getting ripped.
Jen took
Jen
the
in
long
first
cut
place.
by taking the mushroom on the ramp,
should've
which
just
Jen
went
should have
left.
took the shortcut by cutting through the rough terrain on the left.
Wow.
But they did
Go.
okay still.
Check out Jen's perspective.
Which for-
Absolutely
or for
crushing
coins,
it
yeah,
right
that's true.
now.
So in my opinion, if you're in first
a
place,
little
yeah, using
bit
your
of
coin
a
like that is
rookie
fine,
pass,
completely
but
fine, because you're gonna get the
certainly
double
the
spot
right
anyways,
call.
and you want to get speed
I
up.
love
And here comes a
her
blue.
excitement
What sucks about this
to
course
get
for
from
blue
first
shells?
place. That's what
Oh, they actually got invincibility frames. So they didn't mention that in the commentators. They just were like, oh, wait, blue shell, but they didn't realize. Oh wait, no, she got hit. She's fine. She's got a few seconds here.
All the egg mites in
True.
here.
So Erob always does this, which a lot of people, new people, when they don't know, is like they have the notion of I need to drag an item in first, where
So-
all
so
they have to do is
different
hold
shell,
on to
a
the
different
coin,
map to red
and
shell
then
on.
and then
So
if a red
many,
shell is coming, use your back camera, then
X's
drag an
and
item.
O's.
Mm-hmm.
And the red shells are such a wide. It takes such a wide corner in Mario Kart 8.
Wow.
Nasty. This man is clean.
Red shells don't really. They take the same path. They don't take the super wide. They don't go wide. They go center. Yeah, like that was literally making stuff up. Why red shells literally go center course.
Too, just so
Right?
that someone behind him can't take
Yes,
it.
and that's true. Yeah, if you have an item,
He's gonna
if you have a
reroll
trailed
most
item
of
and a
these
blue
times.
shell
If you have-
comes,
if
it's
you have a
gone
second
because you
banana
can't.
in
You have to
the
use
inventory, I
it,
think he
or
probably
it gets
rolls
blown
again.
up. So that's why
Looking
you don't
for-
trail your items.
Boom.
He got lucky here because the
He's pretty
egg,
good
and
at
again,
this.
see the boo came, took his
Blue
banana.
shell
I think he
lightning
gets
is really
first here,
good.
so he's
Blue can't
fine.
hurt him now.
Right now.
He's got it.
All right, so that's that was race 7. Let's go to race 8, which I think is Mount Wario.
Yep.
Yeah, Mount
There
Wario.
aren't too many courses that are like that.
Dragon's bad
so
habit to break. Yeah, I
it's
mentioned in
fun
my
to
beginner's
watch
guide
how
video.
the
Don't
course
drag your
develops over
items.
time.
You only need to drag your items if you see someone behind you have red shells or and you need defense. That's the only time you ever need to drag your items. Holding it is fine. Mount Wario is I think this is the first sectional track in this. This is the first one in the free for all. It's a very fun track, but I think people front run pretty hard. The shot comes out pretty early. But yeah, in general, most of the racing here has been pretty okay. Again, I feel like they need production needed to cycle through racers. Yeah, I mean, like it's an easy cut to do, but like it's important to take that. He actually went the slower route by going this way, but he does drop down
Nice.
after that, which is fine. I mean, Void is still learning the game. Yeah, that's the slower route to go up top.
Missing that boost though.
So she's not tricking on the waterfall areas, which you should do, but it's fine. Most people just don't know you can do that. So the lack of tricking or shaking or pressing R is very apparent. But then again, a lot of these people just either downloaded the game or haven't played in like a long time, which is what they all like mentioned that. Also, if you have Fire Flower, don't throw it at someone that has a star. You're not gonna hit them. Just throw it back. I'm not like judging her too much. I'm just mentioning it for anybody watching. Like, it's just, like you're just not hitting anything. They're invincible. So I think Void, Super Horn, he's chilling.
Literally has first place locked up right now.
He should. So I always use my Super Horn as soon as I hear the blue shell close enough. Because in general, like you're gonna you might get booed. Also, using the coin there was smart because he's just rolling the dice. But I think he gets defensive item and then a coin. So it's really rolling the dice. You either get that. I wouldn't have dragged that there. I would have used my back cameras try to back snipe someone. But yeah, he should have backed that green and then held the coin in first, so that way if Boo comes, you don't have a defensive item.
Wood could clutch it out here.
Blue shell, the only thing that can possibly hurt him.
Oh, little blue.
Oh, are you getting
nice.
buffers?
You saw the shell
Might
block,
be getting buffers.
No way.
Okay, he's fine.
Yeah. We're having frame drops.
Double
Okay.
shells coming out of me at the blooper. Everything was going wrong for this man, but somehow gets the job done.
Thank you. Wow.
Okay. Full speed ahead.
All right, it's fine. I'll wait till a bit. And that was the. So I'll talk in just a second here. So they end up finishing this. Void, I believe, gets first. So let's see here.
Oh, the teams.
Where is it?
Finish here.
Yeah, nice.
And Void.
Oh, hold on. Let me pause it there. Let me pause it right there. Okay. So the final results. Oh, let me put on some background music. Well. All right. So the final results for the free-for-all portion. Void got first of 102. Aber, which I believe is Box, got second. E-Rob got third of 86. Nate, which is Stans, got fourth with 68. Ricky, which is Ricky, he got 55. Trisha got 48. Masayoshi got 7th with 47. Kylie got 8th with 41. Troy got 30 with 9th with 35. EE Guest, I forget who EE Guest is. Who the hell is EE Guest? Let's see if I can see here. I think it says it here. EE Guest is Mr. Llama. Huh? Right? No. Is Troy? I don't know who it is. I don't know. Either way, that person got 10th, and then Jen got 11th. I think Jen did a fine job. And then Fussy Eater got 12th. Who the hell's Fussy Eater? Swim Shrimp. Oh, he was the guy in the DK street. Okay. So that was the free fall portion of the stream. Now we're gonna actually get to the teams, which is actually operates a little bit differently here. Let me see if the ad plays. Let me actually refresh this, because hopefully an ad does plays and I can talk about this and I don't even have to worry about the ad. Alright, great. Alright, as this ad's playing, let me talk about teams and how it's different in like normal competitive and what they did. So normal competitive in like Mario Kart Central and a bunch of other 6v6 formats, 2v2, 4v4s, they will do teams where it is teams like 6 versus 6, but team mode is off because when you put team mode on with the little flags that they have here, which I'm gonna pause when it comes up. Sorry. There you go. I'm gonna go to the beginning of this. Where is it? There you go. Wait, actually, I'll just refresh this to show where we need to be. Alright, there we go. So the team flags that we have on here is when you have like team mode on, team attack is off. So if I throw a blue shell and I'm on the blue team, the blue shell will not hit my person if they're in first. It will hit it will hit first place on the opposite team. If I have a shock and I'm on blue team or lightning and I use it, it will only hit the people. Whereas in normal competitive, they do it where it's free for all. You rename your name as, say we're Team Bear, it'd be Bear, and then your tag. So like Bear, I'd be Bear, and then everybody be Bear Yoshi or Bear Ricky, and then that way I can tell that person's on my team. And it's much different because you have to pay attention to the mini map. You have to be very careful with your reds. You have to be very careful with your blues. You have to be very careful with your bullet bills. You have to be very careful with anything that can actually hit your teammates or hurt your teammates. Whereas in team modes, you don't have to be really careful with reds. You don't have to worry about blues. You just mash it. You don't have to worry about shock. You just mash it. Like you can plan shocks out, but it really is not. It doesn't matter. And then even like crazy 8s don't affect your teammates, or not crazy 8s, the bloopers, which don't matter that much. But yeah, only thing that can hurt your teammates in team mode is boomerangs, green shells. If you fire anything that can hurt your against teammates without tracking, will hit them. I believe red shells can hit your teammates if they get in the path of it. But yeah, in general, that's kind of what it is there. All right, let's go through the team stuff real quick here. All right, so this is the first battle of the team. As much as I want to do
Speed,
like
but
both of them, we can kind of go through this pretty quickly because I feel like they're kind of the same. So I might just show like a few of the races, but it's like they adjusted the teams based on how they performed in free for all, right? Like as we said before here, real quick. Let me just go back to here. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. Remember, they took it from first, fourth, fifth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 12th, so they made it pretty even for the most part. They took no one bagged on dry, which I was so surprised, and no one bagged on dry. Like no, absolutely no one. It would have been fun if someone did though. I think it would have been exciting, especially in team mode.
Top 2, top 3 realm, right? Maybe somebody else can take the
in
helm.
team mode you can literally just mash shock. Like you don't have to worry about anything. But like it's interesting. It's fun to see some people run this. I mean, like a bagging track and people actually run is kind of interesting.
I like that you can tell too.
Sorry, bro. What is bag? Oh, what is bag? It is correct. Jetline. Let me put that in chat, and let me also copy paste what just showed up in Nightbot, so people on YouTube know. So bagging is a term. Is short for bagging. Oh, sorry. Bag is short for bagging, and it's when you purposely stay back to farm powerful items, and towards the end of the race, you attempt to stage a major comeback by using your powerful items. This is best done on small courses with large off-road areas. The best courses to do so are this one, Dry Desert, Yoshi Circuit, Mario Circuit, GBA, Baby Park, Excite Bike, Cheese Land, Super Rail Subway, Donut Plain Street, and Royal Raceway. And TBD or TBA on the Booster Course DLC. I think what's funny is I think every course in the Booster Course DLC, since they're all small, I think they're all going to be bagging tracks. So good luck. Like everybody's just going to bag in all of them. I don't think any of them are going to be running tracks. I think maybe Coconut Mall, if there's not going to be any like crazy cuts, but they all feel like they're going to just be. Everybody's just going to bag on them. So we'll see how it goes. But Stans is in an interesting spot here. So Stans should have done was just hold on to the red to protect their first place, which is Void. So if he held on to his red, he would have been able to hit this guy. He backed his red, which is like, and he didn't get the double, which sucks because now he just had mushrooms. I think does he do the cut? No. Well, he didn't realize he can go off road. He could have easily gotten second there. So what he should have done was got the triple mushrooms, went immediately to the right after that water bit, and just cut through. He would have gotten second easily.
Something to say about that.
Let's go, oh, this is super even. This score is going to be right down the line. I think first place might be the difference.
Let's see. Oh, it's
2-point difference.
Wow.
That is so close.
Spoilers.
That's only after one.
Blue team wins both ones. I'm not gonna go through all of it because I feel like we'll get the best race of it. I'm gonna go for half of this one and then the second half of the next one because I don't want to go through the whole thing. The whole thing is really hard to like endure all 16 races. I think I can do 8 races again, just so this video isn't so long. But we'll do 4 races on this team, and then 4 races, the last 4 races in the next team.
You're like, where is
yes,
the fire
spoilers.
going?
Yeah, blue team wins both.
Am I gonna get squished by the boulder?
It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're not really missing anything. You can see the results. But in general, I think they get used to it by the end of the second team's mode of how they can race. But which is why, and another reason why I'm splitting it between just the first 4 and this one and the last 4 and the next team one is because I do think that they really need to make sure that the next format for this is free for all, battle mode, and then teams. I don't think it should be teams twice. I think battle mode being left out was a big loss for them. Battle mode's fun. I think it's fun when it comes to like a fun charity event like this. Like I wish battle mode was more of a thing. I have no reason to practice it because there's never any use of it. He took the long route there. Don't do that. You end up getting a worst item pull, which is a mushroom. I mean, I hate getting mushroom and coin in second or third place. That's a really tight spot. Also, Void let go of his banana accidentally. It wasn't his fault. You can tell he was mashing and he felt bad, but it's fine. One thing to remember is that also, if you notice, production improved their people switching. So I feel like they got the hang of it a little bit better as the show went on. I think they were just learning it. Oh god, this person just got Mario Karted hard. This poor person, man.
Yeah, she's catching them.
She fell, and then she got hit by everything.
It's still early.
Oh, that's rough.
1 star, 1 bullet.
Yeah, but they did a better job of like cycling through. As I say that, they stay on for this a little bit too long. So I guess the best cadence, if anybody in production ever watches this, is that if you it's good to change it after they get hit a lot. And then especially if they're not near an item box, because like, what are they gonna do? They're just gonna get lines? That's not exciting. Go to the person that just got an item box or has a really powerful item. That's way more exciting to watch what they do. Because then you can actually be like, oh, this person got a shop or got a bullet bill. Let's see what they do with it. And then it's easy for the commentators too, because then they can talk about that. Like, oh, they have a bullet bill. Oh, they have Blue Shell just came out. We should just go to first place and see what first place does. Because now, yeah, now they did that. Void did that fine. I feel like Void probably could have just hold on a little bit, just in case their green shell gets yeah. And they try to go for the snipe there, which is really ballsy of them, man. That's tough. Like I mean, getting that snipe and then getting hit by your own green. Oh, poor Void, man. That's why you need to make sure you land your greens. Oh.
It might be. I mean, you roll the dice, right? You understand you roll the dice.
No, that wasn't a dice roll. That was a bad. He could have just went for one box instead, and he went for the really rough, like even if he got the green shell snipe, he would have been redded, which that person didn't use their red. Box never used a red on him, so it was really weird. That was funny though.
We'll see.
Poor Void. He really he had a rough showing there. That was really tough. Alright, that's the second race. Let's go to the third race real quick.
I gotta keep harping on it. And go up at least maybe 10 points.
Wait, Punk, I feel like...
So just
Alright, this is the third race. Again, we're going to do only the first 4 races, and the last 4 races is the next one. Just so this isn't too long of a video, because I want to actually get to the actual real racing. Music Park. I like Music Park a lot. Very good stage. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to race this in this one, which is fine. But we'll see. I'll see if I can. Okay, I think they fall off here. They almost do.
Look at this man.
Nice alternating turbo there.
On the edge.
Holy. All right, you got it.
That was close. They got really close to that prom plant for no reason. They could have just took it a little tighter there. Nice way of getting the boxes. All right, pretty good.
Getting the double box, maybe the single.
They don't trick at the most important one, which is the drum. It's better if you can't do a super bounce, which I really can't do consistently. You might as well just not trick the ramp and then trick on the drum itself. And they're not tricking when the music falls, which is important to do. I don't think any of them take the cut here. Oh, he does. Okay, sick. Nice.
Nice little skip right on Void's tail.
Come on.
Don't do that. So what he did, he used his red and green at the same time, which I think he was maybe trying to see if he can hit him with getting rid of his defensive item and then greening them, but you might as well just wait a bit.
What hit the green shell?
Oh yeah, he got way too close there. It's pretty easy to avoid the piranha plants. You just have to just, you know, go around it. Or go, if you go too close to it, it won't get you.
I think that was the opening race too, so Void put so much.
He missed the double boxes, which is fine. That bomb was clean though. He shouldn't have used his mushroom there. He should have just kept going because you have a booster ramp.
Really helping to put this gap further and further between the two boxes.
It's fine to trick on there. I mean, I do that too. It just really just depends on how you race the game. He just needs to, yeah, he tricked there finally. Ooh, greens are on him. He doesn't use his back camera a lot. That's tough. That's fine using your mushroom. He needs to catch up. Well, see, the problem is the people who are using the greens was his teammate. E-Rob would use the greens forward, and like, dude, it's his teammate. Like, what are you doing? Like, I think sometimes the team members didn't realize they were on teams, which is really weird. Which is why I think they should only do team once, because then you feel like, oh, I'm actually on a team. Hey, let's talk this out. Let's actually play like a normal team and not die. That was nice. That was really, honestly, I didn't think he didn't mean it because he hadn't seen him slow down, but he was lucky that he got hit before that ramp. He didn't lose that much momentum there.
I wonder if the blue shells cannot target.
Interesting. So they only do 2 here POVs. So they have the capability of doing 4 POVs, obviously, but they just decided to put the logos there and there, which is fine. Again, I think it's fine to just do the logos on the corners and then have 4 POVs.
In that like top 3 areas, so that time able to get himself in first place, and Void gonna have to settle for second.
Wow.
Nice job.
Yeah, E-Rob played well and got first place overall the whole event, but I feel like E-Rob sometimes played for himself a lot of times, which is fine. I think was Baby Park really the last one? Oh yeah, I voted on it. I actually voted on Baby Park. I remember that one. I wonder if it's really not what you hear. Yeah. Yeah, you just want to be like, you want to just, I mean, the thing is, like, EE's just trying his best to keep things going. you know, and like I feel like he did an okay job. I think he could have learned the game more. He could have watched my streams, man. He could have came through, watched my streams, asked me questions before he commentate Mario Kart, man. Oh, wasn't Edie that said that? Oh, okay. Well, either way, you should come to my streams and watch my events. And so does I think it was what's it called, the Rocket League streamer? Yeah, the Rocket League guy said some questionable stuff. The part about the red shell going long whiz, why it's very rare. It doesn't really do that at all. All right, get to the. I think it's the last race. Or is this the fourth race or the sixth race? This should be the fourth race. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is the fourth race in this series. We're gonna consider this our last, and because I want to do the second half of the other one instead, so you don't have to sit through so much.
Or it can.
And actually, this might just do the last two because I don't want the video to go too long. So Baby Park. Very interesting that this is the vote one. So let's just do the vote ones. Okay, we'll do this one. We'll just do one more after this. We'll show the last vote one. We'll do the other one. Because the vote ones are fun.
Wow, look at that, Masayoshi.
So not bad in general. I mean, most it's pretty tough doing Baby Park in general, but with teams like as long as people don't, your own teammates don't green you, you're fine, right?
Bananas?
But you never really know how this goes. It's kind of this is a tough one to pan cameras with. I think this is out of all the courses to track in production, Baby Park is by far the hardest. But the best way to do it is whoever has shock and whoever's in first. Really, that's it. Like if you I feel like anytime that Twitch Rivals does this again, pan that 4 or 3 POVs when you see shock in play, because it's interesting to see how that works out.
Runs into a green shell right there. Oh, a blue shell though.
So one thing that's hard to tell is like in this team mode thing is you don't know whose blue it is unless someone communicates it. So I don't know whose blue that is. My teammates would have to tell me, hey, I threw blue. Or, hey, that's not my blue. Like, I'll have to confirm it. That red was thrown way too early. It hit the wall. It happens sometimes.
Last lap, though.
One thing is, though, I like is everybody's been pretty nice and pretty good spirits here. I don't know who got first in this one. They cover who got first. They should bring this up here. This should be up right here. This is a little too low. It's covering that person's name. So I have no idea who got first. I think Box get first. Yes, Box did get first. Okay, all right. I just can't see who the fuck that is. All right.
Was it first? Wow. Was it first? Was it Masayoshi? I think.
Wow.
Oh no, it's Masayoshi. Sorry.
Trisha up there too.
Yeah, it's Baby Park. But yeah, that's the first half of this. Blue team ends up winning. It's like it's kind of just it's rough because like E-Rob really raced to himself. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the second half of the final one, which is the teams which again I don't know, I didn't like how they did this because like they did it where they did teams twice, which again I feel like I should do free for all to battle mode then teams. Ends up being a lot more of a fun experience, but they do it where the teams are reformed based on individual points earned in team 1. So that's weird. That's why that's weird, is that they did that. So they did it based on how you did perform in this one. So, and then teams for this one was Team Red was Box, Jen, Masayoshi, Ricky, Swimstream, Trisha, which is a pretty rough team going against this one, to be honest. This is really unbalanced. Just the reform of here. You have E-Rob, Void, Troy, Kylie, Llama, and Stans. Again, these 3 were the strongest racers in my opinion. E-Rob, Void, and Stans were probably the strongest. Box was up there. He was like the top 4. But you have 3 of the best 4 racers who are on the same team. Yeah. See, Shine Thief would be really fun. That's why I feel like I said this to start the video, and I'll have my summary at the end of it. Again, the format should be free for all, battle mode, and then teams like this, because it ends up being a lot more fun experience. Because if you have random battle modes in the battle mode, you have 8 of them. You get through all of them. It'll be fun. All right. We're actually gonna go to just the last bit of this. I don't want to go through all 8 races. I feel like that's just gonna not be the most enjoyable experience. So let's actually just go to the last 2 races in this series, which I believe would be probably closer to here. Was this here? Let's see what race this is. See, as you can see, like this person's the sound is like all the way down. Again, they needed to make sure that everybody has the same sound level for the game.
Yeah.
All right, this is the final race. Right, we're just gonna watch the final race. Great. All right, we're to the final one, which is DK Jungle.
Hey, it's so fun though when you're playing on like the global ladder though. Like that's so exciting. Or like, are you gonna get a random map? You have these 3 other choices.
That's really good. I'd be online. Definitely 100% agree.
I agree, and we're gonna play online a little bit later here. So we're just gonna watch the last race in this second bout. If you guys want to watch the full, if you're watching on YouTube, you want to watch the full thing, or even in Twitch chat, I'll link the VOD. You can just go ahead and watch this later on. If you want to watch this in on YouTube, I'll link the whole VOD in the description below.
Oh, you gotta watch out for all those barrels, though.
Battle mode is fun for one bout, though. The thing is, like, having racing twice in teams, I don't like it. But battle mode is fun because, like, if it's for charity and its creators, it's spicy.
Okay.
So here's the thing: they end up doing what they they improved in their production of switching players, and then somehow they go back to one POV of one person for a whole lap. It's like, they need to make sure that they stick to a cadence. Like someone needs to be like, all right, boom, it's been 15 seconds. Find someone new. This person has this item. Go to them. Like, it's fine. So this person has a bullet bill. They could have easily done an extension here. I think they actually do it accidentally. Kind of, really. Yeah, they matched it a little bit way too early, but I think they actually get a slight extension. Let's see what happens with her.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. It's not bad.
Wow, this place all built. Let's go.
Yeah, so EE didn't know that she used it at oh, that sucks. That she used it at a pretty good time to get a slight extension. Which, I mean, if you had like someone like Knight on comms, they probably would have mentioned, like, it's not the perfect place to use it, but it is a good enough place. Also, you can watch my bullet bill video to figure out the perfect place for that, and I will link it in the video. It's probably up here somewhere, and click on that link. Okay. Sorry, I try to figure out what cards to put in. So they finally get to the final lap. As you can see, we didn't see enough of the front pack, so I have no idea who's in front. I think it's E-Rob and Void are pretty much up there. Which in teams, like, in my opinion, you should if it's teams and you have red and blue, just make it a 4-panel thing. Have the front packs people. Just have them. Like, that makes the most sense, right? If you have first, second, fourth, all there, then you can have it. This is the problem here. See, E-Rob really played for himself, because I think he almost bananas Void. And Void was nice enough to let him win. Void could have won that, but Void's like, I don't want to get bananaed by him. But they shouldn't have dragged their items around your teammates like that. Like, that's just you're just gonna hit your own teammate. But yeah, that's Twitch Rivals. I think they end up showing all the results of it. Let me see this here. And I think they have the MVP.
Community of this game.
Being invited to these things.
Oh, yeah, I think Jen was the MVP, right?
Ooh, so happy for her.
Yep.
Well, let's bring Jen in. Let's talk.
Oh yeah, and Jen ended up being the MVP. Good sports for them. Did they show the results? There we go. Here it is. All right.
Yeah.
So here's the. How do I? I'm gonna mute this. Let's put on some vibes here. Let's put speed at 0.5 so this doesn't go away. All right. How do I? I'm gonna do print screen. Sick. Okay, cool. So this is the let me pause that there. This is the results for it. So I think based on the free-for-all and their teams, E-Rob got first. They won 3.4K for charity. I don't know what they got. I think they got fourth or third or something, or second in free-for-all. Void ended up getting third. Mr. Llama ended up getting second because of their team performance. Box got fourth. Stans got fifth. Basically, it was a tie for fifth, actually, between Stans and Trisha. And it was a tie in seventh, technically, with Troy and Mas. No, it was a tie in seventh between Troy, Masayoshi, and Kylie. They all got the same score. And then that means 10th by themselves is Jen, and then 11th is Ricky, and then 12th is Swimstream. I mean, in general, I feel like this was a pretty decent tournament. I do think what I would like to say, like, closing thoughts for this video is, one, please do it again. I feel like I feel like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a really good game to have for a Twitch Rivals event, or really any kind of like high caliber streamer tournament. I think it's really fun. The format needs to change a bit. As we mentioned before, I think free for all is perfect to start with because people understand it. But I do think you should transition to battle mode next. Ends up being a little bit more breath of fresh air, and actually make things a little bit more exciting. And then your last one is teams. I feel like teams is fun, and you can base it on the points between battle mode and free for all, and then it'd be a little bit more balanced. And that way, in the teams, I am not working only for myself; I'm working for my team. And I think another thing again, that's the format change I would recommend. And then I would also recommend that having a variety of different streamers. I feel like these streamers were fine, but having people that were a little bit more experienced at the game would be nice to have. Ideally, I think having 6 really good players and 6 people that are maybe at the level of only like a few like under 100 hours in the game would be fun to see. I feel like they had more of that in this one, and you can tell in the broadcast there was times where it wasn't as much energy as it should be in Mario Kart. Mario Kart has a lot of energy in the game, a lot of movement, a lot of just flow that was just missing with the caliber players not being up to par. And then the third thing is the production. I feel like production needs to do a little bit better of understanding how the cadence of the races, cycling through people, having that POV of 3 or 4 panels more often, especially when a shock's in play. I think that's important to have because it's really exciting to see what happens from there. Another point, which I believe I mentioned in my third before, but whatever, is commentary. I think commentary, you need to have someone that's knowledgeable in the game. You need to make sure someone in the game on that lineup that understands everything about it. Like, you have that for every other game, you should have it in this as well. There's no reason not to have someone that understands the competitive scene, every course, the players themselves, especially if you bring in a little bit better players. I think it'd be it'd be a very interesting dynamic. And then the other thing I mentioned is having a handicap if they do bring more experienced players to make it a little more exciting. So like having someone use a build based on like chats votes. So I think those are my main points. Those are my closing thoughts. I think one thing is someone asked me before, what is my dream Twitch Rivals lineup? This is just me. It doesn't really come with anything, but I'm gonna start with commentary. I think EE is great. I think they need to bring EE back. I think EE has bring a lot of color and commentary, and he's really a lot of fun. He's always good in Smash. He's always makes good jokes, and I think that's good to have. I think EE is crucial. I think a crucial person would be like Knight, just because he is my friend, but he's very knowledgeable in the game, understands the competitive scene, has commentated many different like competitive races in SNS, LAN tournaments, and also MKC and a bunch of other things, and has competed before, so he understands the game. And I feel like having someone like that is important. And then the third person, they can bring whatever they want. Whatever Nintendo tells them, it doesn't matter at that point. If you have EE Knight, you're going to have a solid broadcast. It doesn't matter for the third person. Just whatever they would think would make sense. And then it comes to players and streamers themselves. So, these 12. Are these the best 12 they could have picked for the first Twitch Rivals? Maybe. I mean, it's fine. They picked who they picked. That's fine. I would love to be part of this. I feel like I would bring a very nice like sense of excitement and skill and talent, good looks, and all that stuff. But in my perfect 12, let's just go off of based on these people here. I feel like out of these racers to bring back, so to speak, I think Void you should bring back for sure. I think E-Rob, he had a sense of him. I think he should be back given he got first year. I think those two should be a given. And I think out of these as well, Stan should probably bring back as well. So you have those 3. And then if I could just pick one more from here, I think I would probably bring either Miss Kylie or Jen, one of those, just because they were good spirited, and they were in the bottom of the standings, but they ended up just having a good time. I feel like having a good time here is fine. So those are the 4 I think that would be fine to bring back. I think everybody else did a great job. I think Boxbot did fine. Mr. Llama got really lucky with team stuff, but I think in general it's whatever. So beyond that, I do think if you were like, hey Bear, what is your dream 12 with those 4? So obviously there's 8 left, right? So my opinion, if they wanted to make a phenomenal Twitch Rivals Mario Kart Deluxe Showdown Part 2 is to have E-Rob, Void, Stans, and let's just go with Jen just because she was the MVP, or Miss Kylie, whatever they would want. So those 4, and then I would say that the rest of the 12 would be me, just because I think I would make this really fun. I'm sorry, I start off myself because why wouldn't I? Me, I think Troy, or TW90, you know him, he's from Mario Kart Wii, does a lot of Mario Kart content. He's a great person, and overall he's a nice person to have. And I think having him part of it would bring a nice kind of like variety there. Connor eats pants. I think he's important to have here. He plays the game a lot. He's actually good at the game. He's a well-known streamer. There's no reason for him not to be here. I think Jay Schlatt should be in it. Like, there's no reason for him not to be in it as well. He plays the game out. He keeps competitively. He wants to be part of the stuff. Miskiff, just because Miskiff always plays this game, so it feels like it'd be a no-brainer. I feel like XQC would be nice to have, although, like, then again, I don't think he would do it for charity. You know, you never really know with him as himself. And then I think out of that, after that, I would probably be like Clint Stevens. I know he likes to play the game a shit ton. And then the 12th person, honestly, it can be really anybody. It can be Mankalore. It can be Lothario. It can be it can be like Pokimane or Amarath or Alinity, whatever we would think that would be nice to have there. Or even I know Susu just got the game, doesn't even know how to play it. Like it'd be fun to have that element as well. So again, I do think that those are my I think my would be a nice 12th show. But in general, I think the formula for them is having those 4, having 4 really good racers, and then having 4 wild cards would be nice to have. Because then you have 4 season, 4 good racers, 4 wild cards. I think that'd be a nice 12. But yeah, that's my closing thoughts for Twitch Rivals. Hopefully that video is okay. If you want to watch the full VOD, I'll put it in the description. I didn't want to go through the whole thing because it's really long, and I feel like it gets a little bit repetitive, which is why I suggested having that retooling to having it free for all, battle mode, and then teams. So it ends up being a much more of a fun experience to watch. You're not watching the same thing too much. Even though they did do unique courses, it did feel a bit repetitive, and it didn't feel as fresh in a viewer sense. But alright, again, if you watch it on YouTube, remember to subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think. Actually, let me know who your 12 would be, like you'd like to see. It doesn't even have to be the 4 that I mentioned here. You can even pick a brand new 12, which would be cool too. That'd be awesome. And if I'm not in it, that's fine. I'd be sad, but I would really want to be the next one. So hopefully one day they can pick other people as well. But yeah, that's it. That's for the YouTube video. Thanks again for watching. You all have a good night. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.